Hmm. Hey, you guys, it's Bobby here with Joey, the Dale
Hi.
Cottage Witch. We started late today, sorry. Life happens all over the place, and it happened all over both of us today. um, we've been doing a series, if you haven't been with us before, on the tarot cards and how we understand them, what they mean to us, their general meanings, our special meanings, what they could mean. We're going to go through that. We've done 14 cards already. No,
Yeah.
14.
Yeah.
Well, we've done 0 through 7 for the physical realm. The major arcana is split into 3 parts: physical, mental, spiritual. We've done the physical realm, we've done the mental realm, and now we're going to get all kinds of spiritual on it. Are you guys ready?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. A lot of people don't know that the major arcana is split that way.
Mhm.
There's so much to tarot that people don't understand. It goes way deeper than understanding 1 through 10. There are deep esoteric meanings if you wish to look for them.
Mhm.
If you wish to stay at doing the numerology, that's groovy. That's great. Some of the best readers I know only deal with numerology. One of my best friends, as a matter of fact.
Mhm. I know some people who, haven't studied anything, and they just go off of pure intuition, which is great. I'm kind of jealous of that because I'm scholarly. I'm totally scholarly. I'm a book learner, and like I've read and taken classes upon classes, and I'm constantly shoving information into my head. And then I meet people who are just naturals, and I'm like,
Yeah, it's annoying.
really?
I watched a gentleman on YouTube a couple weeks ago, and I sent him a letter to ask him to be on the channel, and he said yes.
Awesome.
He was pulling cards for people, and he pulled one. Oh, I see this, and it was just so fluid and smooth. I've never really seen a reader that fluid and smooth, and it was lovely to watch. He was almost you have that same fluid,
Thank
smooth
you.
feeling, and I've complimented you on that before.
But it came from a lot of study, not natural.
Yeah. People ask, how do we get to where we are with tarot? Constant studying.
An experience, study and experience, and a lot of trial and error.
Joey, how long have you been doing cards?
30 years.
30 years. I've been doing cards 40 years. Because between us, we've got over 70 years of experience here that we're sharing with you guys.
Oh my gosh, that's
Isn't that freaking
together
scary
we're
to
like
say?
old ladies together.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We're gonna be those leather clad ones though that are
right
having a blast.
Right. We're gonna make old look real good.
Now, before we start, I think there's a couple people here watching.
Oh, awesome.
Did someone say Shenanigans is here? Hi. Oh yeah, you missed that. I missed it too.
What's up?
There was a psychathon,
a
marathon of reading. It was
Oh.
I didn't even find out about it until afterwards. So I was like, I wish I would have seen that. But Did was saying that they saw it and were blown away by it. My friend Ramon was part of it, and he was really wrecked after. He was very tired.
Oh, I bet.
Tired. Okay, so today's talk, we're gonna go over a few cards, the last 7 in the major arcana, and that is the Devil card all the way to the World card. So let's start off with the Devil card.
Okay.
Joey is going to be using the Radiant Tarot deck, and I am using the Heaven and Earth Tarot deck. Okay. The Devil. What you got, Joey?
Well, the Devil to me is very much the Christianized devil. It represents, for me, it represents all kinds of leading astray. So all kinds of like
the temptation,
yes. When this comes up in a reading, I think about addiction. I think about negative attachments. I think about things that you are feeding and fueling that really don't serve your higher purpose. As you can see in the card, the couple, which is very much like the lovers. So this is the shadow side of the lovers, basically. You know, those choices that we talked about in the lovers, these are the bad choices. These are when you choose not so wisely, right? And so you can see the chains around, let me get really close. There's chains connected to the devil's podium there. But the chains are very, very loose. So to me, it means that yes, you are chained, but you could very, very easily slip out of those chains and pull yourself out.
It's self-imposed.
Exactly. Yeah. You are choosing the wrong thing. So this is under your own demise. Yeah. Your choices are wrong for what, you know, your higher purpose, the great work, whatever you call it, you know, your path is being led astray, essentially.
What you're saying about that, this whole card screams that. The torch he's holding is the false light of enlightenment.
Yeah.
Think false prophet.
Yeah.
The darkness is, I call it idiocy.
Right.
Spiritual
Absolutely.
idiocy. Yeah. There's so much about this card that people fear.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that should be feared is your own self.
Yeah.
The way you handle situations. When this card pops up, to me, the first thing I think of is you got to get shit straight in your life.
Yeah.
And you're not paying attention properly. One of the things about this card is the Hebrew letter association, ayin, which means I, and being able to see past the bullshit.
Yeah, the ego. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
I know there's an angel associated with it. Well, there's an angel associated with all the cards. I think it's Samael. Let me see what I got here. Yeah, Samael is the angel and a demon in various traditions, and need to confront and overcome our darker aspects to achieve true enlightenment. Okay, that's the angel association. The demonic association is Lucifer. So yeah, Lucifer is the king of lies. Mm-hmm. Remember that. I don't drag in the angelic and demonic associations when we've been talking, because a lot of people are like, I knew it was demonic.
Yeah, I knew it.
I knew it. That's Kabbalah. That's the Kabbalistic approach to it. So if you're not a Kabbalist, don't worry about it.
Well, I am actually going through that thanks to you. It's all your fault. It is your fault.
Mazel tov. There is a lot to be said for learning the Kabbalistic approach to tarot with the Tree of Life.
I'm learning a lot, so I appreciate that.
It's beautiful. I love it. And I'll take that hit.
You'll take
Let's see. The runic association is Turisaz.
Okay, that makes sense.
Would you like to tell them what Turisaz is about? It's the rune of,
I know very little.
Destructive forces. Wording it is difficult. Destructive forces of nature.
Yeah, pushing. Lightning bolt. Yeah.
But that lightning bolt that we're going to see in the tower, which is our next card. Let's get to it.
This is my favorite card in the deck. And why I have these earrings on. I freaking love the Tower card.
Yeah, pretty
yeah. Yes, love the
shenanigans. Tower. Yes. What is your real name? Just so I can call you by your real name. Yes, it is. She says, would you say it's the card of deadly sins? Yeah, on the devil card.
Yeah, for sure.
Those deadly sins are called deadly for a reason.
Well, I mean, think about addiction. You know, that's the road to death. I mean,
I did kind of skirt away from the devil card real fast there. And the main reason is, I'll tell you, it's a difficult card for me. We can go back to it because shadow work, we need to face this shit. I am a recovering addict alcoholic. Okay. I was a hardcore drug addict for about almost 15 years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I was homeless on the street.
Wow.
I lived very, very dangerous, rough life. For 3 years, it was incredibly bad. It's like you see on the movies. But then I realized, this is back in the 90s, I realized I'm not going to be young and cute forever. I'm not going to be able to get by on these gorgeous good looks I have.
Well, you took those chains off. You're like, hey, I don't want to wear these anymore.
I decided I needed to clean up my life. And this is why because I got a big old lump in the throat right now. This is why I was nervous about this card. This is shadow work, my friends. I knew I had to do something different. I knew that I had lost almost all of my friends to death from either drugs or disease. In a very short period of time, I went to 8 funerals and I just stopped going. People kept dying, but I stopped going. This is in the 90s. It was really, really bad. And
at some point you have to say, well, if all my friends are dying,
my family
your ticket's going to
hooked
be
me
up
up
soon.
And took me out to El Centro in the desert with my aunt and stuck me in a room for 2 months and fed me Oreos until I was clean. That's exactly what happened. And then I started working myself back up into a real boy, you know.
Well, I think the devil card is definitely a rock bottom card. I mean, here's your sign. You got to do something about it. You know, I mean,
here's your sign. I love that.
I mean, obviously this is oppression, you know, and this is a big, huge wake up call. It really is.
Astrology on this card is Capricorn and Jupiter.
Okay.
So that's Capricorn holding on to physical things and Jupiter expansion. So that miserly holding on addiction feeling grows and grows and grows.
Yeah.
So that is the devil card. And I apologize for trying to skip over it. It scares me, but not for the reasons it scares everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's important that we have that personal connection. And I think I know it's going to be different for everybody because everybody has different emotional ties. And that is why we need to get away from those traditional meanings because they only hold so much value.
Britney says, check this out. Hey, yellow, good looking people. Yeah, yeah, thank you, girl.
Thank you.
She is gorgeous, isn't she? This card.
We're going to the tower now?
Oh, yeah, let's do the tower.
Yay!
She's like, I'm done with the devil. We've done my favorite. Now let's do yours. So back to the tower. We've got this one, and she's got that one.
I keep getting it. There we go.
Yeah, the glare. That's the one thing about these cards that have that.
Yeah, that sheen.
That's why I like using the true black when I do.
Yeah, because the matte doesn't have the gloss.
This tower card, when it shows up, means the universe is coming and smacking you on the back of the head and making you realize something like, and you go, oh my God, that's a tower moment. And when you realize something you hadn't realized before, that's a tower moment. When your life is crumbling around you in pieces, that's a tower moment. When somebody's coming at you with aggression and anger and threatening to hurt you, that can be a tower moment as well.
For me, this is the proverbial zit that needs to pop. Like, it's like it's right on your nose and it's like painful and annoying. But if you don't expel it, it's just gonna,
Expelliarmus that shit.
It's gonna, it's gonna keep hurting and keep hurting. It's kind of like the ache in your ankle that keeps hurting and keeps hurting and keeps hurting, and you keep walking on it, and it keeps hurting worse and worse and worse, and eventually you have to go to the doctor. You have to get it checked out because it could be a break. It's like, if you don't, you can't just ignore it. It has to come to a head. So, like, with the Tower, it's all about the symbolism of this wonderful building, right, that these people are being expelled from. It's not built on a very good foundation. Okay, so to me that means it's gonna fall anyway. So if you're in a relationship that is, I like to use the term. I like to use the term that Dane Cook says. If it's a bad relationship and toxic relationship, it is a relationship.
A relationship. That's a good.
And if you're in a bad toxic relationship, keeping together for the kids, or keeping together knowing that it's toxic, some shit's gonna go down, and someone's gonna fall, and someone's gonna get hurt. It's better to let it go. It's better to let it go. That zip needs to pop.
That's the statement right there. Unnecessary destruction for further growth. It's got to happen. Think of the tarot as a line of cards, symbolizing events, with the Wheel of Fortune right in the middle. That's kind of the change, 1 to 10, and then it starts over again, right? These things have to happen. The Tower is it's a good card. it can be a bad card, but it tells you that this is a necessary thing. It has to happen. Okay. If you try to avoid certain things, then you're just skirting the issue, and it's going to come back and boomerang and hit you in the face at a later date. Let the Tower do its work. Let that bolt shatter the foundation and maybe start over.
Yeah.
Pick up those pieces
and
over.
Start building in a better foundation.
Yeah.
It wasn't good to begin with.
You could build a gorgeous, gorgeous house, a beautiful tower, but if you build it on a wrong piece of land, shit's going to break loose. So the Hebrew letter for this is Pe, meaning mouth, the mouth that speaks the truth in order to bring about destruction.
Yep.
Okay. The astrological signs of these are Aries.
Yep.
Aggression.
It's my moon sign, so no wonder it's my favorite.
Yeah. Is it really? Oh, yeah. She said that every time. Is it really?
Yes, it really is. Stop asking me. Don't you believe me?
That's the good thing about me. I have no memory. We're drinking peppermint tea today.
Oh my
in case
God,
you guys
so
are wondering.
good.
I
It's
flavored
very refreshing
with brown sugar.
Yummy.
We're just about to start the cold weather. It was cold for the first time last night here in Arizona. So,
love it.
Star. You got that? Okay.
Yes.
The Star card. The first thing everybody thinks of when they see the star, hope.
Yep.
That is the message of hope.
Yep.
Hope. But you have to ask yourself as a reader, what kind of hope?
Yeah.
Spiritual hope, physical hope. And that's dependent on the cards around it and your intuition. Okay. So don't just say, oh, this is hope. Okay. It's a guiding light. It is the star that ships used to sail by.
Yes.
It brings you home.
Yes.
It gives you hope that your loved ones are watching the same star at another point in time.
Yes. Yes.
Like, what's that cartoon Feifel, the little mouse?
Yes, An American Tail.
Yeah, that.
Yes.
When you're both staring at the same moon. Well, here you're staring at the same star. It's hope. It's associated with the sign Sagittarius, which is a sign of healing and seeking how to fix things. So that is pretty much all I got. What you got?
Well, there's 7 stars surrounding the 8 pointed stars, and the 7 stars stand for the 7 stars within our body, which are the chakras. I think that's cool.
Yes, it is.
And the water she's pouring out into the water, she's pouring water from pitchers into water, and then she's pouring water into the land, and into 5 streams. So this is the inner water, the stream of consciousness from
It's
the high
been
priestess.
going through the whole series. We've been talking about the water that flows through the major arcana.
And then the water that she's pouring on the land is the outer, the physical plane, and the 5 streams are the 5 senses. So this is a balance of the external with the internal. So we find hope, but we also find balance.
I love that. The sign associated with this is Aquarius. Oh no, I said Sagittarius, but vulnerability. That's the word I was looking for.
Yes, because
this card
she's
also
naked.
symbolizes vulnerability.
She naked.
She naked. If you get the star card in a reading, they don't excite me as much as they do you, but hey, okay. When you get this card, things are going to get good. They're going to get better. There's the possibility of healing and hope. It's an encouraging card. Its Hebrew letter is Zadi, which means fish hook, the fish hook that draws you in, spiritually speaking. Okay. Yeah. I've got that on film. Thank you.
You're welcome. And it's got a cute little ibis up here, that is also the bird of hope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
Yes. And it's perched upon a tree representing the tree of life.
Oh, it's an ibis. That explains it. In another deck, I just saw somebody using, I thought they had a flamingo on it. It was actually probably an ibis. I was like, is that a flamingo?
No, it's an ibis.
But yeah, it's a great card to get. It's a card of spirituality. Anything that has water is going to have spirituality.
8 points in the 8-pointed star, and I don't remember.
Well, let's see.
What was the 8? What the
The
symbolism?
8-pointed star above her represents guidance, hope, and divine intervention. That's what my notes say. You're like, and yet there's more. See, this is what we do. We'll be up in the middle of the night thinking about a card. And I don't know about you, but I will get up and turn on the lights and look through my books.
What is the significance of the 8, though? Ugh! This is going to bother me.
It's all right, boo-boo.
But I knew the 7 stars around it.
Yeah, you did.
Well, okay. I'll remember it later.
Doing something. Hold on. Oh, there they are. I'm going to say I have a banner for us that I wanted to show you. Look it. I made this for us.
Yay! Oh, I love it.
It's got the moon phases. All right,
Nice.
so that's the star. Any questions? No? Okay, moving on.
Yes, what is the meaning of the 8-pointed star? I will find out, y'all. It's
she
somewhere
will too.
in my files right now. It's
when we do our next video starting the minors, I'm sure she'll bring it up.
Something.
Oh, I call it an ID10T error when something like that happens to me. It's an ID10T error. Do you know why?
What?
If you spell out ID10T on paper, it spells out idiot. It's an ID10T error. My brother-in-law did that to me, and I was like, what the hell? But it turned out to be an ID10T error that time. All right, so we got the moon.
La Luna.
There we are. your deck, even though it's at night, yours is very vibrant still. Mine is very oil
You're
pink.
going to love it when it gets here.
Yeah, Joey just told me she bought me a deck.
Well, you need it. It's very necessary for any tarot professional to have a radiant Rider-Waite, especially if you're going to be teaching tarot. You need that shit to be bright and shiny and in your face and as much detail as possible. It is my responsibility as a confidant.
I didn't want to. I had to. So sweet that you did that. Blew me away. Oh, I remember the big tarot cards. I want to get it. You do not.
I do.
Next time I go to the cottage, I want to see them.
Yes.
Okay. So the moon is a card of hidden things coming to light.
Yep.
As witches, it means something special to us.
Yes.
We live our lives in cycles, by cycles.
Mm-hmm.
The cycles of the moon, the cycles of the year, the cycles of the century. We live in cycles. We take notice of things that most people really don't care to look at. But we
study the dark arts. We walk the dark path.
It sounds so vicious when you say it like that.
It's just, there's two sides to the coin. Do you be a robot and deep absorb, do what you're told to do? Or do you travel the path less taken and, question what you're told?
Always question. Always.
Yes.
Nothing ever grows in society if people don't ask questions. Things evolve over time. What worked 100 years ago in our country is not going to work now.
Right.
And it just doesn't. Things evolve.
The Bible was written so long ago, you guys.
The only thing I agree about the Bible with really is two things.
What's that?
Jesus said, forget everything else. Just love each other. Forget everything else. Forget what you've been told.
Yep.
This is what I'm saying. Love each other.
I'm down with that.
The other thing is don't eat shrimp or crayfish. I don't like.
Speaking of crayfish, there's one down there coming out of the water. Yeah. How funny. What a segue.
And what does that crayfish?
What a segue. What a segue. Okay. So going back to the High Priestess and the stream of consciousness, we have the water. We have the crayfish coming out of the water. So this is physical form coming out of the unconscious, coming out of that stream of unconscious. So initially, this is us coming out and going along our path. This is spiritual awakening.
There's two doggies. Technically, there's only one doggie because one's a domesticated doggie and one is a wild wolf. Two different natures. Mm-hmm. Okay, two pillars. Okay? Duality.
Yep.
That's a theme that runs through the tarot. I'm sure you've noticed by now. If you haven't, all right. Now,
do you know what all of those depict?
Re-ask your question.
Okay.
Formulate in a different way.
Okay. So we've got the rocks, we've got the reeds, and we've got the animals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Animal, vegetable, mineral. So coming out of the water. So we've got all forms of life present.
You see, and on my card, it's a scarab coming out of the water, which is the symbol of eternal life.
I like that.
It's a card of renewal also, I believe.
Of course.
Yes.
The moon renews itself every month.
Cyclical. It's a cyclical card. Learn that word if you're going to do tarot.
The principle of rhythm.
The two pillars.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about the pillars?
Just exactly like what the High Priestess is standing between.
Boaz and Jachin.
Yes. We also see them in the Death card. Right in between the sun. So again, we have polarity.
I was taught that they were Hermea.
Hermea.
Yeah, that they were the structures of Hermes that would be left at the roads. But there's usually only one, I thought. That's why I never really gave that one much credence. But I love the fact that that's the goal you have to get through there.
Yeah.
That spiritual path is leading up through the pillars to the mountain in the distance.
And they echo also when you get to the minor arcana with the Two of Wands. You know, you get that pathway that you have to cross. The
little thingies under the
yuds.
Yuds. They're yuds, which is the hand of God.
Yeah, drops of heaven.
Drops of heaven.
Drops of heaven from the Jewish tradition.
That's something I had to learn, is that even though this deck is highly Judeo-Christian oriented, it's also pagan oriented.
Yeah, you've got Jewish traditions in here. You've got Norse, Egyptian,
Greek.
Yeah.
It's a universal deck. It comes from everywhere. So Christians cannot claim it as, I'm like, they can't have it. It's ours.
It belongs to everybody.
It's a card that's ruled by Pisces, and Pisces is ruled by Neptune.
Yep.
It's a card of illusions, glamour, beauty.
So. Absolutely.
Danger. It's a card of hidden dangers. When this card comes up in a reading, it could mean there's two things I look at first. Number one, are you evolving into a stronger feminine force? Is that feminine energy coming out now for you? Let me look at the comments real quick. I just noticed there's some. Okay, we're good. She has a moon center deck. I have a moon center deck. It could mean that you need to watch your back. Okay. Shit's happening around you that you don't know about. There's illusion involved.
Yeah.
Okay. There's danger. There's hidden danger.
Shadows.
So on the one hand, it's a card of strengthening your femininity. Even men can strengthen their femininity. That is to say, be receptive.
The 8-pointed stars associated with Venus.
This one?
Or the balance of the 4 elements and 4 directions. Thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, she likes my earrings.
Oh, yeah, she said that.
And then...
Did you look that up?
So which card represents you from your moon-centered deck? And it gave you the moon. So I would say trust your intuition. That is... that definitely go with your intuition.
If you're doing a reading on somebody, say you want to find out how psychic they are, there's a way to do readings where you lay down the cards and you basically are seeing how many cups and psychic cards there are, how many water cards.
Yep.
Okay, and that'll kind of give you an idea. There's so many different ways to use tarot. Any way you can think to apply it can be done.
Yep.
The only thing I haven't done with cards is try to build a house out of them. That's the only thing. And now I want to do it so bad now that I've said it. All right.
Nope. I cannot. Nope. Not going to do it.
I'm going to do it. But it is also affected by Jupiter. So expansion. What's hidden, coming out, growing.
I will say that if you want to know what is being hidden, what I do in my readings, if this comes up for me and it's about something that is hidden, I will reverse it and then do a separate reading reverse so I can find out what's hidden.
See, I do connecting cards between the cards, like what is connecting these two problems? What's the issue?
Connect the dots.
You do the same thing in your readings. I've seen you do it. Yeah. So any way you can think to get those messages.
I like to think of it like Okay, empty it. Like, what's in there? Shake it out. So I turn it upside down.
I think the only thing I have left to say on this is cough. The Hebrew letter and cough. No, the Hebrew letter is cough. QOPH, and it means back of the head.
Back of the head. Okay.
Symbolizing your intuition.
Hmm.
So the Hebrew letters add a little bit more flavor to it. I'm loving it. I wouldn't. Three Little Pigs.
Oh, the House of Cards. Yeah. Good call. Good call.
But now that we're out of the moon, we're into the light of day.
Wait a minute. I keep getting way off here.
Oh, mine. Where are we?
There we go.
It's hard for me. I have to angle mine so I don't get a glare.
Yeah, me too.
Little Apollo riding his pony.
Yep. The sun.
The sun is happiness, joy,
Success. It's the bright side as far as
good health.
Yep.
You know, illumination.
Very much. No matter where this appears in your reading, if the sun comes up in your reading, it's gonna shine the light on anything else, especially the cards around it. It's like,
I hate to use that word, but yes, the sun card trumps any card around it.
It's very much a light in the dark. What I like about this is what I learned about the sun itself is the different kinds of rays that are coming out, like the straight rays and the wiggly rays. So the straight rays are like straight light, like line of sight, like straight rays of light. But the wiggly light is the principle of vibration. I'm telling you, straight facts is the principle of vibration. So not only does the sun shine, but it also vibrates. And so it has a vibration, like a solar vibration. And the sunflowers are just like mini suns. And what I love about sunflowers is that they turn toward each other.
Me too. I love that.
To get sun when the sun is not out. And like, that's the cutest thing in the entire universe to me. Like, that's the cutest thing.
It is a dominating card.
Yeah.
If you have the sun card next to the 8, 9, and 10 of swords, it doesn't matter how bad things are. It's about to get better, for 2 reasons. Number 1, the sun is involved twice. Okay. It's involved with the sun, and it's involved in the 10 of swords, the end of that painful situation.
Yeah.
That sun is there on the 10 of swords, and we'll talk about it when we get there, letting you know there's hope coming. Healing is coming. You've got this, boo.
Right.
The Hebrew letter associated with this is resh, and that means head, face, where this is the back of the head. It's all this. Okay, this is out there for everything to see.
I've had this come up when somebody has asked about a pregnancy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, quite possibly.
This is one of the pregnancy
very likely. Because that is
what is the horsey?
An infant. That is a white little pony.
Okay.
That is a white little pony. And it's supposed to represent youth, just like the child.
White horse represents purity and strength. Indicating a journey or progress that is guided by pure intentions and clarity. Gosh, I take good notes.
I should have brought mine again.
Well, you're the reason I remember this time, because you said, I'm going to remember my notes. And I was like, I'll bring mine. When the sun card comes up, you got this.
Yeah.
It has its own gravity also. That's one of the things about this card. The sun pulls everything in. Okay, so if this card comes up in a reading, it could be a leadership position.
Very much so.
Where you're pulling people in, you have control over everybody else, but in a positive manner.
Well, that makes sense because of the red flag, here it's so dominant, and red is power. So that makes sense.
Yours has sunflowers in his head. Mine has a little feather, I think.
Yep, he's got a little feather too.
Does he got the feather?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Feather.
I don't know if you can see. Mine is very oil painting. And I've got tremors that I can't see.
But this is definitely a lot of newness and regeneration, just like the sun comes up every day. This is very much a very positive, new, regenerative. I say regenerative card, and it's a new day. It's all going to be good,
So yeah, you can tell your clients with confidence when that card comes up, the brighter day is coming.
Yes, very much so.
Which leads us into judgment.
I hate the name of this card. I really do. I have a few decks that have a different name, like Awakening, Rebirth. I like those names much better. I just, it's such a negative thing.
In Thoth, it is Aeon, Aeon, the Aeon card.
Okay.
And it means pretty much the same thing as judgment, but with a Kabbalistic twist on it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited you're learning Cabal. I'll have
taking notes in your video.
I'll have somebody
pausing it and taking notes. I'm trying.
Okay, so let's talk about
the zombie card.
The zombie card. Let's talk about the zombie card. It's a card ruled by Pluto, which you can tell by the people being brought back from the dead. Okay, it's a card of renewal, rebirth, transformation. Yeah. That's the word I'm looking for. It's a card of transformation. Think Judgment Day. That's why this card is reset, because
it's the rapture.
The rapture. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Miss D is here. Miss Tarot D. I love you so much, Miss Tarot D. Miss Tarot D, you still need
with the Six of Cups, could very much link. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, you need to still come on my show, Miss Tarot
Also
D.
with the Empress, of course. I mean, you cannot get,
Pluto, Roman god
take
of the
a pregnancy test.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yes, Pluto is the Roman god of the death. And this card is about the dead coming back to life. It's about it's
people will hear that and be like,
to call it the karma card.
It very much is the karma card. It's Judgment Day. Where are you going to go? Are you going to go up there? Are you going to go down there? Where are you going to go?
We don't go either of those places, but it is the karma card because it calls you to account for everything that has happened throughout the deck. Okay, throughout the major arcana, this entire journey. Mm-hmm. Now's where you pay the bill. Now they're totaling it up. Okay, you've been ringing up charges on each and every card. Now's the time when the bill comes due. And it might be a little more than you're able to afford. So that's why it's so important to live a decent life, in my opinion. Not that I believe in a heaven or hell, but I do believe in the afterlife I want.
Right.
And in order to obtain it, I need to live a better life here and help people, because that's what I want to do when I die. I want to be a guardian.
Right. Well, we've got we've got Gabriel blowing his horn of truth, right? And then we have the equal armed cross. We've got balance of passion and purity, so where do you land on that balance of passion and purity? Have you lived your life, or have you held back? Have you fulfilled your purpose, or have you just, I like the saying, have you, do you work to live or you live to work?
Oh, I love that one.
Um, there's a wonderful song by One Republic that I want to play at my funeral, and it's called I Lived. And it's all about, I know, and it's all about what did you do? Are you going to say that you did all these things, or did you play it safe? I want to say that I had an adventure. I don't want to say I played it safe.
I don't think either of us could say
nobody
that.
Wants to tell a story. My grandma's grandma, she played it safe. I want to be a fucking legend. Thank you.
Famous or infamous, it doesn't matter. Yeah. They'll be talking. The Hebrew letter associated with this is Shin, and I wanted to look at it to make sure I said it right. It means tooth or fire. This letter signifies the consuming and transformative power of fire, aligning with the card's themes of purification and rebirth.
Yes.
Okay? So everything about this card, it numbers 20, which is 2 and 0.
Yes.
Balance.
Yeah, passion and purity.
This is where they're tallying you up. In Egyptian mythology, they're weighing the feather now.
The heart and the feather. Yes, ma'at. I know things.
That's why you're sitting next to me, man. This is a card that's also associated with Scorpio. So there is a death aspect involved. An aspect of change.
Right.
Okay. So that's where the transformation comes in. Yeah.
Yep.
Its element is fire. That's the cool thing about this card. It's burning away the past, making you pure.
Yeah.
Okay? That is the message. It's a call to action with that trumpet. So if this card comes up in a reading, I'm usually asking my client, are you being asked to step forward and take the lead in something? Maybe in church or a religious group. Usually it's spiritual thing, or is somebody in your life needs spiritual guidance and you feel like you need to step up to do it. That's how I would read it. How would you read it?
I read it as a wake-up call.
Yes.
Are you living the life that you're supposed to be leading? I mean, everyone has a higher purpose, or what's called the great work. And if you're not doing that, this is your wake-up call saying, okay, you're not getting any younger. It is time. Wake up, because it seems like you're just running through the motions. It is time to actually put some passion into your life and do what you're meant to do. Last year, I did a 20-day flame tending, which I will be doing again, dedication to one of my goddesses, Bridget. And for 20 days, or 20 nights, actually, I did silent meditation, which is hard for me because I have ADHD, and being silent is very hard for me. But that's when I do my shadow work. I save it all up for these 20 nights out of the year. And in one of my readings for that, because I can't just be still, I have to do readings, I got the Judgment card. And I've been making adjustments, as Bobby knows. And I'm working on this, and I'm working towards my higher purpose now, my great work. And it's coming around again, and I know I'm going to get my ass kicked.
One of the things I love about
I'm going to get my ass whooped.
It'll be worth it, though.
It will be, because it's time.
We're going back to the tower, the necessary.
Yes, absolutely.
So the little angel dude there, Gabriel
Mhm.
has the dubious distinction of being the angel of messages and
Mhm.
healing as well. So when this card comes up, good news is coming your way, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. That's a personal thing I like to add with it.
Mhm.
So I don't know. What are your personal twists on this that you might add? I even once told somebody, "Do you like to be a nudist? Do you walk around naked?" And they said, "Yes." I was making a joke, but they're like, "Yes, we do go to nudist retreats." And I
Well,
was being funny.
I think with this card, knowledge is power. I think when you know it's your time to wake up, I don't think you can possibly ignore it. Once you get a horn blasted in your ear, it's not so easy to go back to bed.
Have you ever tried to stay in bed so long that your body hurts?
Oh my God.
That's what's
Yes.
going to happen.
Yeah.
Your body's telling you, no, get out of bed.
It's like you snooze that alarm and you're like, I can probably go to sleep before it goes off. And then it goes off and you're like,
it's a game every morning.
I will try to go to sleep again until it goes off. And you never sleep good. And crappy sleep does not
It
equal
actually
good
doing
sleep.
that is more harmful to the
It
body.
is. It is. It's almost
But yet we
traumatizing.
still
And then
do
you
it.
could get night terrors, and nobody wants that. Have you ever had sleep paralysis?
Yes.
That shit's scary.
I grew up
Don't
with
do that.
nightmares.
Don't do. Oh, it's terrible.
I was going to ask my sister about that when she came last week to visit. I grew up with night terrors. So my dad was abusive.
That'll do it.
So I used to wake up screaming, and that was well into my 20s.
Wow.
So I tell you, there's a reason I started doing drugs back in the day. But I dealt with that. I did shadow work. And one of the things that got me through it was my flippin' tarot deck. Okay. Because it gave me something to understand, a way to put it into perspective to where I could see where I was making all my boo-boos.
Yeah.
And where I just didn't care anymore. That was a big thing with me. I just didn't care.
Yeah.
And luckily, the goddess had other plans for me.
I'm glad that you're here.
Me too. So, the world card.
Our last card.
Can we see your card real quick? Okay, yours does not. Mine does. Look at. Can you see the 4 rings?
Oh, I can.
Okay, I'm assuming that's the 4 worlds of creation.
I'm guessing
with
so.
Cabal.
All right.
Okay. So the world, the end of the major arcana, the last card number 21. Yeah, I had to check.
Which has a tie-in to the first card. There's a huge 0, which goes back to the Fool.
Yes.
And around we go.
Now, we're going to dig into this because there's a lot to unpack on this card here. I do want to start off with that ring you just said. That ring, it does cycle back to the Fool. And it does circle back to the Fool, which the Fool's card is Uranus and this card is Pluto. In some decks, like, is it the Thought? They reverse them, where the Fool is Pluto and the world is Uranus. The whole point is they're interchangeable. They lead into each other. Okay, it's the patch. I used to work at a movie theater, and when the film broke, we used to splice the films together. This is the splice. That little lemniscate I like to view as the splice.
Okay. Yeah.
It's ruled by Saturn, which is tricky. Okay, we're going to get all Kabbalistic on your ass right now. Now, Saturn is associated with the sphere of Bina, the mother. Okay, the mother gives birth. Think of Saturn pulling in that energy to present it into reality. Okay, it's manifesting it. That's where the Saturn energy comes in. It does have a restrictive energy, but with purpose. Okay,
right.
The 4 heads.
again, going back to the Wheel of Fortune card, we've got the four cardinal zodiac.
Four
cardinal elements of the zodiac,
no,
or also the fixed. My bad. I am not.
The fixed means the middle, right in the
an
middle.
Astrology girl.
Right in the middle. Fixed are set; they don't move. That's why they anchor the zodiac signs. So they're associated here. They are anchored in, and those signs are Aquarius, Taurus, Leo,
and Scorpio.
Scorpio. Okay.
The eagle is Scorpio.
That has always pissed me off, and I know
said this last time with the Wheel of Fortune.
It pisses me off. Why in the hell would you have a bird for Scorpio? Why you got to get all tricky? I know there's a reason. Here we go.
Okay, all right. I'll tell you. The eagle is also, he's got eagle talons. The devil has eagle talons, and he's also representative of a little bit of Scorpio energy in him.
He's got chicken legs.
He got chicken legs, eagle legs, but yeah.
This card, when it comes up, things are wrapping up for me.
Yeah. Can we talk about the gender / non-gender?
Absolutely, the hermaphrodite.
Yes.
And
he's very androgynous.
In some decks, it's called hermaphroditus.
Hermaphroditus, like Hermes, Aphrodite.
Yes, that's their child, the Hermes. They had a child, Hermes and Aphrodite.
And then you've got as above, so below. You've got the red tie up here and the red ribbon down here. As above, so below. You've got the purple sash running through, which is a symbol of spirit. You've got two double-ended wands here, also as above, so below. There we go.
I should have used a brighter deck. I apologize. I'm no better for next time.
Yeah. There's, I mean, it's just so strategically placed. You really can't tell what the genitals are.
Yeah.
And I love that.
When I get this in a reading, it's telling me things are coming to a close.
Yeah, but completion.
It's not a bad thing. There are sudden closes like in the Tower. This is a natural closing. It's a natural end.
Achievement.
Like the Wheel of Fortune is a natural change of events. It's the natural occurring. If things left unchecked, this is what will happen.
Right.
The world has been a difficult card to understand at times.
It's so free because it's so free and unrestricted, I think. Even though they're in that big wreath, they're floating. They're not grounded. They're floating. They're the dancer.
The wreath is the symbol of success, by the way.
Right.
The dancer who has danced her ass through this entire deck. Let's see what else I got. The batons that she holds.
Now.
The wands symbolize balance of power. Okay, here we go. No, I thought I had it. I don't.
What's that?
Why they had a freaking eagle up there. I know I have it written down somewhere where it's a big explanation because it really upset me one night.
Eagle
it really got on my tits.
Scorpio. Let it go. Let it go.
I choose the weirdest things to hold on to. The Hebrew association with this is Tav, T-A-V, and that means mark. Boom. Like think of an assembly line. When you get to the end, quality control stamps.
Yay, you are approved.
That's what that letter means. Mark, stamp. You have completed your journey. Passport stamped. Okay.
Well, this is just Hakuna Matata. No more worries. It's done. Let it lie. you're done. You don't have to. You can dance it out.
You
It's
can dance
done.
if you wanna. This is fulfillment.
Yeah,
Achievement.
definitely.
Joy, happiness. Look at the sky in the background on
Yeah,
hers, not on mine.
beautiful.
It's a beautiful blue background. Mine, everything is gray, so pay no attention. But when you get this card, it's not only a card telling you you finished, but it's also a card encouraging you to your next step. Okay? It tells you you're about to start something. It's not only saying this is ended, it's saying, hold on, buddy, you're about to start something brand new. Okay. And it's a natural thing, it's a good thing, and it's something that flows.
They said something really nice. Did someone say, Shenanigans, I'm glad you're both here and that you met and decided to do this. That's so sweet. I'm glad that you're here to share that. Thank you so much.
Carrie, you're here. Kimmy's here. Oh, my homegirl.
Says
I love to watch all. She's another one who watches all the same shows I do.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're always in the same ones.
Says a nymph prayer to never be separated from him, so the gods melded hers and hermaphroditus.
Yes. The nymph really wanted this hot ass guy.
Bodies together, hence both parts. I love Greek mythology.
Hermes is the god of athletes, and Aphrodite is the goddess of beauty.
There you go, about the 7 animals that Scorpio cycles through. An eagle is the last one.
Ugh. Okay.
There you go.
Fine. I knew there was a reason. Point is,
I knew there was something.
They could have gone another route just for my sake. Didn't they think of me? Oh my gosh.
I don't think you were there.
The absolute gall.
The unmitigated gall.
The angel associated with this is Sandalphon. Sandalphon, who is believed to carry prayers from the earthly realm to the divine. It's a bridge between the material and the spiritual.
The crystalline grid.
It's the spiritual and crystalline.
Yes.
Yours has a lemniscate in the form of the ribbons
tied
around.
The ribbons
Mine's
tied
just very blatant with the lemniscate picture.
Yeah. Mine's more
subtle.
Symbolic, I guess. Yeah.
I think that's it as far as that goes. When it comes up in a reading, say it came up right next to the Two of Swords.
Right next to the Two of Swords?
I was random with that one.
Depends on what's...
Know what the context is? Job.
You already know. You're already there. There's not in... You already know. You already know. And you're already there. Does that make sense? I don't know. But what would you say?
It's balanced with the Two of Swords. It's a Libra card. And then the world next to it in the way of job, I would say it's coming to an end. That job, you've been uncomfortable in it. It's an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
It's
you already know.
You already know exactly what Joey's saying. The Two Wands that she holds.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know more about the Two Wands?
I did, but I forgot my note.
I can look them up. Hold on. The Two Wands. I'm sure Brittany's going to say it right now. Batons. The figure holds 2 batons, symbolizing balance, power, and the ability to direct energies effectively.
Energy. That's what it is, because the magician has his one. Yes.
And she's mastered and now has 2. Oh, you're back.
Love it.
Now that you're back, Miss D, we'd like to thank you all for being So yeah, we have now completed our journey through the major arcana.
Wow.
We've gone through all of them.
Okay, so just for Mama D here, what is your favorite card in the major arcana?
Magician.
The Magician. Really? Why?
It is the card of Hermes. It is the
Go
card
deeper.
Of communication. I'm all about communication balance above and below. I'm all about making things happen. I'm a Leo. I like to manifest things. I create things. I'm an artist. And artist is kind of stretching it. But,
I'm gonna smack you. You are an artist.
I think of my friend Chris. He's an artist. Chris Butler. He is freaking amazing.
There are so many flavors of artistry.
I am an artist.
Don't yuck your own yum.
No, as far as my field goes, I'm pretty darn good.
There you go.
I like the Magician card because it's a card that reminds you to take control of things. It's
she said, if you create, you're an artist. Thank you. Joey, do you have your own channel? I'd like to sub. I love your style. Yes, I do. The Veiled Cottage Witch.
I don't have it. I only have it on here. I'll put it.
Yep, The Veiled Cottage Witch.
The Veiled Cottage Witch on YouTube.
Yep.
If I've put her link already in the previous. There's no T on the previous videos that we've done. It's in the link, so you can check her out there.
Check me out.
Her YouTube and her website both.
I do lots of tarot, magic. Talk about books. I'm gonna start a whole new herbal series. Teacher. As I lean in towards my herbalism practice, I'm going to be having a lot more talking about herbs and magical uses and medicinal uses and stuff because I'm switching gears.
Joey and I have both reached points in our lives where we are refining our spirituality.
That's a great word.
We've reached a point where we're both refining different aspects of our spirituality.
It doesn't mean I don't love tarot. It doesn't mean I don't love doing energy work, but I'll always love. I was raised on tarot. Tarot was my gateway drug, so I'm always going to be doing that. But I'm evolving more toward herbalism and
Ramon's here.
Ramon. She just said, thank you for subbing. I appreciate you, Care Bear.
I tried to hit Ramon, but it moved. He's my buddy. We just did a live the other night. I was bored. I asked him him and Heather from Indigo Jaguar. Heather with Indigo Jaguar.
Nice.
We got on.
Nice.
So what is your opinion on the major arcana being used in readings by itself?
I think that there's a good place for it. I love to do a Tree of Life reading with the major arcana.
Oh, that's good.
If I really want a in your face wake up call, because the Tree of Life reading is major stuff, and I want the major.
You're gonna have to show me how you do your Tree of Life readings because I think I'm doing mine completely different than everybody else does, and.
Sure. Yeah.
We'll have to share.
I like to use my major arcana for that because it's a major spread. So I want major cards. I don't want daily cards. No. Because I like to think the minor arcana it's just a day. Ain't no big deal. Even if it's the Ten of Swords, it's just a day. It's just a bad day. But the major arcana, that's big stuff. So if I want to do a big, important reading like life purpose crap, I'm going to want big cards.
I was surprised when I first started reading tarot cards when I was a teenager that there were so many cards, because in all the movies I saw, there was only, the 22 majors that they were using, the Lovers, Death. Those were the cards that came up all the time.
Mama D says, Miss Tarot D says, I use the majors by itself in readings, almost like using Oracle. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. When you want no nonsense, give it to me straight. I love that.
We have been here for an hour.
I know, it's been a long time. Yeah, we got to wrap it up.
We are going to wrap it up, you guys. But stay tuned because we are going to next week. We'll set a time.
I go on vacation from the 13th to the 16th, so somewhere probably
After.
Jinx. Yes. After vacay, I am going to Missouri. Don't judge me, but I'm going to Missouri to see my kids and grandkids and visit my mother.
Yeah, she's got grandkids. Can you believe that? Look at this bitch.
1.5. One's on the way.
Shut
Another
up.
one's on the way. Yeah, another one's on the way.
Oh my gosh. What does Ramon say? Of all the signs of the zodiac, Scorpio is the one that has the 7 symbols. I guess that explains why Scorpio is called the sign of extremes, and it said traits under the sign.
My wife is a Scorpio.
Also, different from one another. Well, the basic traits of Scorpio always remain the same. Most of them seem to evolve through different symbols. Scorpios are a handful. They are protective.
Oh, I don't look like a grandma. Thank you.
No.
Tell that to my arthritis.
Right. After we get off, we both stand up like this, like. I want to thank you for being here today.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be posting the information for when our next one is.
What are we going to be starting with?
Tonight.
What minors?
I was thinking Earth.
Pentacles?
Yes.
Pentacles.
Let's start with air. Let's do it like we're doing a spell.
Swords.
Air, fire, water, earth.
Okay.
So we start with the idea and then bring it into manifestation.
Start out with the hard ones
and
first.
then when we're done with the series, we're going to tell you guys maybe how to use the tarot cards in spell work. We'll give you a general information.
Yeah, okay? I would love that.
All right, so stay tuned, you guys. Keep track. Make sure you subscribe to the Veiled Cottage Witch. She's one of my besties. I love her dearly. All right, and I want to thank you guys for joining us.
Bye.
Bye-bye.